According to Peter Schiff, the upcoming surge in gold and silver prices will grow at an increasingly rapid rate. Schiff also thinks that junior mining companies and undervalued exploration firms will see the biggest gains during the next significant rally in precious metals.
And so the price of gold is just going to keep on rising, and the pace of the rise is more likely to accelerate. It's not going to slow down. It's going to speed up, which is why you have to buy it now, which is why you have to load up on these gold stocks. Especially, look, you've got a gift to buy my gold fund, the Euro Pacific Gold Fund, EPGIX. About a third of the fund is small companies, very small exploration companies that haven't moved nearly as much as the big companies. But we think that those companies actually have the most potential and will move the most. They're just going to move last. Now, maybe that'll start next week. Maybe it'll start next month. I don't know. But for now, you've got an opportunity. We own the best quality big names and the mid caps and the royalty companies, which have been underperforming recently as money has been moving to the more speculative side of the gold trade, out of the royalty companies into the producers. The next one is going to be to the juniors in the exploration. But there's a lot more upside potential in the stocks than there is in the metal. Now, there's a lot of upside in the metal. There's even more in the stocks. So, you could buy my funds directly on our website at europac.com. You could buy at no load in any discount brokerage firm. EPGIX is the symbol. You can read the prospectus, understand the risk, right? Invest money that you can afford to lose. But, again, as I've been saying, the payoff is asymmetric to the risk, right? These stocks can go up 10 times, 20 times. The worst case is they go to zero. But in a diversified portfolio, there's no way it's going to zero. So let's say somebody invests, 10 grand. Worst case scenario, they lose 7, 8 grand. I mean, that would be a complete disaster, but you don't lose everything. But best case, your 10 grand becomes 100 grand, 200 grand. So if you compare the $7,000 or $8,000 you can lose versus the $200,000 or $100,000 that you could gain, right? You want to make that bet, right? You have an opportunity for this asymmetric a bet where you make so much if you're right and lose so little if you're wrong. You got to do that every time. Now, I mean, if you absolutely positively can't afford to lose any money, well, then I guess you can't do the trade. But there's an amount of money that everybody can risk. And so figure out what your risk tolerance is and then make the investment. And it's not just wild, random chance. It's not like I'm telling people, hey, put your money on black and spin the wheel or pick a number, right? Bet 32. There is a logic behind this. This is not just random guesswork. It makes sense that gold is going to go way up. And then it makes more sense that these mining stocks will go up even more. So we are making investments. We're not just making random speculations like the roll of the dice. Now, that doesn't mean that the outcome is 100% certain, but it's a lot better than just raw gambling. I'm not just throwing darts, right? There's a method to this.
Peter Schiff suggests investing only what you can realistically afford to lose. But when you look at the potential downsides versus the possibility of gains that could be 10 to 20 times your investment, the opportunity seems amazing. Peter points out that these smaller exploration mining companies aren't just random gambles. They meet his standards for investments that could deliver big returns. Brian Lundin, who edits Gold Newsletter, also has his own set of standards for identifying exploration miners that haven't really seen their prices move much even in this strong bull market, but might be getting ready for significant price jumps.
All right, so Brian, a lot of opportunities out there then. You shared prospector metals with us, but care to talk your book? Care to share any other stocks that you think still have some great potential?
Well, I'll tell you what, let me look through my portfolio here. I do own Aftermath Silver, which is one of the silver plays that has not moved much in recent months. They're very quiet, very non-promotional, but there's a lot behind that story that they won't say because they can't. And one is the tremendous manganese value of Beringala. If if it was statistically valid, which it is not, and if it was non-promotional to say, which it is not, that they valued their silver resource on a silver equivalent basis using manganese, it'd be one of the largest silver deposits in the world. So when and if they get that into production, I believe it looks like they've solved the metallurgy and they can actually exploit the manganese. Their cost of production may actually be negative for a very significant silver production. So that's a play that I think is still flying under the radar. I do own that one. What else do I like here? I like, in that same vein, I like BlackRock Silver. That is a silver company that hasn't moved as much as some others very recently. It has had a good move, but I think it's got more ahead of it. I do own that one as well. Man, everything is just moving. Contango Ore is a great story. It has had a big rebound. I think it's got more to come. Great management team. I do not own that one currently. I like Delta Resources. They have had kind of a management shakeup that's kept it constrained a bit recently, so it has not participated in as much as other companies have. I do own that one as well, and I like where it is. So, that's probably enough for for today, but there's a lot of opportunity out there.